things are becoming more and more clear on exactly which Six Flags parks are planning on opening up new coasters in 2025. And I'm talking about the former Six Flags parks, not including the former Cedar Fair parks. My name is Brandon, and welcome to Theme Park Recommendations. I know it's been a long time since I've done a video like this. I've been on the road for the last 30 days traveling with my family, going to see family, so I'm excited to be back in my what's it called, studio, but my happy place. So here's some exciting news. That is, I firmly believe that we're going to be seeing 4 new roller coasters open up at the Six Flags parks in 2025, not including the Cedar Fair parks. That is phenomenal, and I'm going to share with you what type of coasters that I really do predict that they will be, as well as which parks, of course. And I'm really intrigued because Six Flags is definitely spending more money on their investments in 2025. And that is what Salim even said last year. If you remember right, he even said the next 2 years, especially 2025, we're going to go back to record-breaking roller coasters and spending, I think, $200 million on over the last 2 years on new investments. So I am thrilled, as you should be as well. Now, the first park I want to talk about is a park that I've been predicting that they will be getting a coaster in 2025, and I really do feel like they will be. I was just there, and as of now, there's no signs at all of any construction or any future development in this area of the park, and that is Six Flags New England. And this park's last coaster was the Joker, the S&S Free Spin, that was built in 2017, so they are way past due. And this was a really nice park. If you've never been, I highly recommend checking it out. And you will not be disappointed because you have Wicked Cyclone as well as Superman the Ride. But this park could desperately use a launch coaster. And if you've followed me for a long time and seen my past videos, I've said one of two things. One, a launch coaster, that's what they need the most. The park does not have one. And a B&M dive coaster. Well, I don't think they're getting the dive coaster. I think they're getting a launch coaster of some type, and that really makes me excited. I've been saying all along now, I believe an Intamin multi-launch coaster is what this park will build come 2025, and I'm gonna stay with that. It very well could be Premier or Vekoma, but I feel like Intamin and this park just makes the most sense. I would love to see a ride that features 2 or 3 inversions, maybe a spike, a top hat. But I don't want to be too greedy or anything like that. But they can easily market this as New England's largest launch coaster, since Lake Compounce is 45 minutes away, and they have the Premier Skyrocket 2 Phobia that opened up, I think, in 2016 or something like that. So big things out in New England. I do believe that this obviously would go on the Goliath plot of land most likely. However, the Thomastown area that they no longer use could very well be home to this new coaster as well. But I just feel like ripping out Flashback and Goliath really makes the most sense. Adding a ride in this location and having the entrance be located right across from JB's, the restaurant right here, it makes a ton of sense because you're going to bring a lot more people up in this area of the park, because without Goliath there anymore, this area is really dead. There's hardly anyone that walks up in this area, and it's my favorite area of New England. Now, the next park I want to talk about is Six Flags Mexico, and I'm sure you've seen by now, but there's been photos that leaked online of red Vekoma tracks sitting in the parking lot, and that is exciting because this park really could use a new coaster. And while all rumors are pointing to this being Energylandia's tilt coaster that did not come through, which makes a lot of sense, Six Flags probably picked this right up with a discount. And a tilt coaster at the Mexico park really does make a great fit for this park. It would easily become the second, maybe third best coaster at Six Flags Mexico. Now, in past videos, I said that they desperately need a launch coaster. And just like New England, Mexico does not offer a launch coaster. So I'm very shocked that they do not have this. And while I would rather see, I think the better fit is a Vekoma multi-launch coaster for Six Flags Mexico. But again, everything that I've seen online, it's a tilt coaster, which again is a really cool fit for that park. So I'm really excited for Mexico. And as for the location, they're ripping out their shoot-to-shoot water ride. And this area, as you see highlighted here, is where construction will begin very soon on their brand new 2025 coaster. Now, if you're like me and you love roller coasters, then you have to check out keepridingcoasters.com so you can check out my online merch store so you can look over shirts just like this one I'm wearing right now, as well as a bunch of other designs that I created. I really do appreciate all the support. Again, keepridingcoasters.com. Now, let's talk about Six Flags Magic Mountain. And all we know at this point is they're getting something, because they tore out their what's it called? The lodge, the Bear Lodge Theater, something like that, an outdoor venue. They removed this giant building in the concert venue or the show venue, and this area is along the hillside right next to Superman and Full Throttle. So they have a decent amount of room to work with here. I just don't know exactly how large this coaster will be, because from what I've been told, construction's kind of halted as of right now. So I'm thinking that during the hot summer months, we're not going to see much happening on this site. However, come like September, we'll start seeing more activity, which is great. But with this, I said in past videos, and I'm going to stick to it, I really feel like a Vekoma multi-launch coaster of some type makes the most sense for Magic Mountain. I don't know if they'll be worthwhile trying to break any records for this. I don't think they're going to go for the inversion record or obviously the height record or speed record, but I just think a really good, compact Vekoma multi-launch coaster that features airtime, some tunnels, inversions, that's reliable, that's going to stay open, would really do Magic Mountain well. Now, the good news for Magic Mountain is the park has already been teasing the attraction, so I'm very excited to see what this park does open up in 2025, because in Magic Mountain fashion, we know it's going to be a rather large roller coaster, and that's great for the park because it's been since Wonder Woman, which opened up, I believe, in 2022. Now for the last park, and the reason why I put Great America last is because I'm the most intrigued by this project, I think. And the reason why is I've always said in the videos that in the middle of the park you have the go-karts as well as the old water ride, as you see highlighted here. That would make the most sense for the park's next coaster. However, rumors are going around that the Rapids ride is no longer in operation, and apparently the park has gone as far as taking down the sign for the attraction in the park. Now, the only weird thing with this is if you go to their website, you can still see Roaring Rapids listed under the rides portion of all the attractions the park currently offers. But it says closed underneath. Now, we're at the middle of July, so their water rides at Great America are going to be in operation for what, another 6 or 7 weeks, if that. So I don't see this ride opening up. And if it doesn't, I can very well see Great America deciding to remove this ride altogether. And now you're looking at the plot of land for the park's next roller coaster. And Great America is definitely due. And I've been calling this park getting a new coaster for a while now for 2025, because Max Force was the last coaster that they added, and that was in 2019, which really is out of character for Six Flags and this park, Great America. Now, as for what type of coaster in the past videos, and I'm sticking to it, I've said an RMC single rail coaster, a new record-breaking one, or a B&M dive coaster. I really feel like with the success of Cliffhanger down at Fiesta, that we're going to see another one of these style of B&M dive coasters open up in a Six Flags park very soon. And Great America does not offer any coaster like this, nor can you find a dive coaster anywhere near Great America. I mean, Cedar Point's what, 3 to 4 hours away? But still, for marketing purposes, this type of ride would do great for Great America, especially on that left-hand side of the park, because you really don't have that many tall rides on the left-hand side. If you're looking at the skyline, you see Raging Bull, you see Max Force, Goliath, and then Superman. So seeing a B&M dive coaster in this plot of land would really look cool for the park, in my opinion. Now, the big question, how large are we talking? Well, here's where things get really interesting. And I did a little bit of research as far as how large some of these other dive coasters are. And according to Google Maps, the 150-foot tall Cliffhanger down at Fiesta takes up 1.72 acres. Heading over to Cedar Point for Valraven, their 220-some foot tall dive coaster, it takes up 2.64 acres. Now, when we go over to Great America, with the Roaring Rapids plot of land, the park is currently working with 2.68 acres if they build it on this plot of land, which is rather large. Now, I'm not saying this could be a record-breaking B&M dive coaster, but how cool would it be if we're looking at a 240 or 250 foot tall dive coaster for Great America? I don't even know if they're able to build that tall. I don't think they are, but that would be really cool. But I really feel like the sweet spot for this park will be anywhere from 175 to 200 foot tall for the lift hill height. And marketing this ride again would do so well for Great America. And this part of the park really could use a new attraction with a bit of a refresh. So I'm all for that. So as of right now, I'm predicting that we're going to be seeing 4 brand new coasters opening up at the former Six Flags parks, or the original ones I should say, Six Flags Great America, Six Flags Mexico, Six Flags New England, and Six Flags Magic Mountain. Now if you're wondering how I rank each of the Six Flags parks, including the Cedar Fair parks, from worst to best in terms of the roller coaster collection, the video at the bottom of your screen is just for you. With all these announcements coming up within about a month or so, what are your predictions? Be sure to let me know in the comments, and as always, thank you so much for watching. Remember to smile today, think positive, and of course, keep riding coasters.